In fact, a follow-up segment tonight, the San Francisco Chronicle reporting that Nicky Dias, the illegal alien housekeeper who turned on California gubernatorial candidate Meg Whitman, has a very powerful backer, the California Nurses Association. Apparently, Ms. Diaz went to that union in her attempt to hurt Ms. Whitman's campaign against Jerry Brown, the eventual winner of the race for governor. The California Nurses Association is an uber-liberal union which did everything it could to hurt Ms. Whitman, including backing Ms. Diaz, who remains in the USA with her 3 children. Somebody is paying her bills, but we have not been able to establish who that somebody is. Joining us now from Washington, Fox News analyst Juan Williams and Mary Catherine Ham. So, Juan, this is the ultimate dirty trick in politics. They have a big union running this woman out there?
Well, you know what? I don't know if you'd say dirty politics. I'd say hardball politics. I don't know if it's Watergate, which is I consider dirty politics, but in terms of distortion and smear, yes. Because what you have here is a strong, really, it's part of this public sector union coalition, cabal, if you will, that's basically, Bill, running the state of California at this moment. They are the ones who put all the money not only into Jerry Brown, who defeated Meg Whitman, but into Barbara Boxer and all the other Democrats to try to hold up all the federal and state money that's going into public union payments. And when I say payments, I mean pay raises and pensions that's bankrupting the state. So they have a vested interest in keeping this going. Now, the thing is, of course, Meg Whitman put a ton of money into the race as well. But what we have here is a situation where they took advantage of this woman who was working in her house, and the woman had not told her that she was an illegal immigrant, according to Meg Whitman. And they'd use that then to sway Hispanic voters who went overwhelmingly, I think it was 63 to 30, for Jerry Brown.
But here's the deal, Juan. Nurses around the country don't have a reputation of being liberal people. I mean, there are some liberal nurses, there are some conservative nurses. But the California Nurses Association, this is in business to do far left activity. Am I wrong?
No, you're right, and this is run by a former Teamster. They are a rough group. What their whole purpose here is again, public service. The public service unions and the nurses unions are in cahoots.
Keep the money flow coming. No cutbacks. Keep the pensions. Keep the benefits coming. Now, Mary Catherine, Juan says it isn't dirty politics. It's hardball politics. Do you agree with that?
Yeah, I mean, we're hedging the line here. There's certainly, I think the proof is in the pudding when it comes down to it. They had Gloria Allred, the celebrity lawyer, come to this woman's aid and allege all this abuse. It turns out there's a lot of evidence that she lied to her employer, and there's not very much evidence, if any, of abuse, and she ended up getting a $5,000 payout in court with this giant celebrity lawyer. So, they weren't doing her a lot of favors in this situation by bringing her forward and presenting this. And so, maybe Juan and I have been in D.C. for too long, because I am a little bit on the hardball side, too. There was an initial infraction by Meg Whitman by accidentally hiring somebody who was illegal. So she has to take responsibility for that. What I think should come out is the transparency, preferably pre-election, that the union was the one that was backing this the entire time.
Okay, and
that'll
now,
help people make
as
their
I said,
decisions.
somebody's paying the woman's bills. Number one, the woman shouldn't be here because she's been exposed as an illegal alien who lied about Social Security and a whole bunch of stuff. So, and I said that to Janet Napolitano. We're still waiting to see what Homeland Security is going to. And I'm not picking on Nicky Diaz. I mean, it's just, look, you either have laws or you don't have laws, okay? Tell us. You're going to enforce them or you're not. So, and number two, she's got to, who's paying for her? I don't know if it's a California Nurses Association, but I wouldn't be surprised. Somebody's paying the bills.
One of the stories I've read about this has said that the labor unions have started a fund for her of some sort. So I don't know to what extent that is. But the bottom line is, what you have to remember is that the unions are not some sort of benign group that's just sort of helping workers along and have no sort of bent, as Juan was saying. And that's what people need to know pre-election and where their money's going.
All right, Juan,
just like you do with corporations and other folks.
If you were in charge of Homeland Security, would you try to deport this woman, Juan?
No. I just think, I hear you say that, Bill. I just think, look, you say there are laws, so we either have laws or we don't have laws.
Right.
But, the fact is, there are, I think it's now about 13 million, either 10 to 13 million people who are here illegally.
All right, but let's walk through this.
That's
because
a lot of laws,
I think people are interested in your mindset. All right, let's walk it through it so even I can understand it, so we'll go real slow. Okay. Number one, she comes to the country illegally, right?
Yeah, no doubt.
Breaks civil law there. Number two, she gets a fraudulent Social Security card. That's a crime. Now she's upped the civil law breaking to a criminal thing. Number
Okay.
3, she deceives for a time her employer, Meg Whitman. Okay, so that's a personal deception. Number 4, she comes forward saying that Whitman abused her when there's no proof of any abuse at all. In fact, she was paid for what she did an extraordinary amount of money. Number 5, she influences an entire election in the state of California, an important election, okay? Number 6, she's backed secretly by a union that is uber left. And you say Nicky Dias should just remain where she is? Nothing should happen to her?
Well, the last couple of things that you listed really are all about appearances and have nothing to do with whether she should stay in the country.
Take
but let's
any
talk
of them.
about, let's take what you said, let's lay it out. Here's the thing. One is, she may have deceived Meg Whitman for a while, but remember, she's there for 7 years working with Meg Whitman, so I find it hard to believe Meg Whitman didn't understand what was going on.
Maybe that's right. So Meg Whitman paid the price. She lost the election. Right. But you would let Nicky Dias slide. You're not going to take any action against Nicky Dias.
Not in particular, unless Nicky Dias breaks some specific law.
I think she's already broken the law, Juan.
Well, no, I mean, look, that's
okay,
just
the
too
law
much.
that you
it's
like, that if she breaks a law that you like, you'll prosecute her. But if you don't like the law, you won't.
I'm talking about, you know, even running a stoplight. If she breaks the law, then okay, you have
another
a reason.
chance. We'll give it.
Oh,
all right, Mary Catherine, I'm giving you the last word because Juan's out of his mind tonight. What do you say?
Well, you know, it's clear in this case that she did break several laws.
Well, all right, Mary Catherine, what would you do? Is she gone, or do you keep her here?
It's the law. It's the law, but California belongs to unions. They're going to make the decision whether she's deported or not.
No, Mary Catherine, what do you do? Gone or
sure,
stay?
I deport her. I deport her.
You deport her.
You know, she said that because she wanted to please you, O'Reilly. She doesn't even believe it. No Americans don't believe it. They use too many illegal immigrants.
If you get caught,
I'm going to send you all my email tonight, Juan. I'm
going
to send Juan all my email tonight.
I'm doing my work right now.
Thanks very much.